to do a couple of trickier questions. I don't know how far I'm going to get with them just in time, but we'll have a little go. So this one is basically, I think it's a circle theorem question. So if you look at this, you can see that BCD is a right-angled triangle, and then so is ABO as well. So explain why BCD is 90. So BCD is 90 because BD is the diameter, and any triangle that touches the circumference the angle is 90. I don't know if I wrote that very well, but anyway, you get the idea. Calculate the length of BC. So BC would be, if we were to draw this, I can't calculate that without calculating what BO is first. So that would be, if I'm using that, because I've got to find one more, so I've only got the angle in BCD. So what I want to do is find BD. And I'm going to find BO first. And that is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse and this is the adjacent. If we do SOHCAHTOA, see, it's exactly the same every time we do anything. And so we know that, because we're going to be using this one and this one, so we're going to say sine of 35, it's always sine, isn't it, equals opposite over 7. So 7 sine 35 equals opposite. So now we find out that's not so 7 sine 35 equals 4.0. I'm just going to say 4. So equals 4. So opposite equals 4. So therefore BD equals 8. So now if we redraw that, that's our hypotenuse. That is our 70-degree angle. That's 8. We don't need to know what that is, but we do need to know what BC is. So that would be adjacent. This is hypotenuse, and that's opposite. And we're using cos for this. So if we, well, that was brilliantly done, McCorkindale, but I'm quite a long way through this, so I'm not going to stop doing it. There we go. So if we just do this, we know that cos of 70, so that's A and H, equals, so it's A over 8, so 8 cos 70 equals A, or BC as it's otherwise called, so 8 cos 70 is what we've got to put into our calculator. 8 cos 70 equals, and that's 2.736, although I have to say I haven't been very accurate up to this point, so it might actually be 2.74. I should have been more accurate with my first one if I was really caring about the answer. Now, my second question I was going to do on this, because I thought it was more fun, was a big wheel is modelled as a circle with centre O and radius 15. The wheel turns anti-clockwise direction. So if it's turning the anti-clockwise direction, I'm going to draw in that it's going that way. Now, C is a point on the wheel, H, so it's there. And angle COB equals X. So COB, oh good lord, so they're going all the way down to B. Show that H, so this bit here, is 17 minus 15 cos of X. So, okay, now the first thing I would do to make this make sense is we actually know that this bit there is also 15. So the bit from O to B equals 17. Okay, that's the first thing, because that accounts for that. Now, in order to find out what H is, we need to do 70. So we know that between O and B is 17. So now we've got to find out what OA is. And if we can find out what OA is, we know that 17 minus OA will equal H. So to find out what OA is, we simply do X, 15, and then this is A, which is a relief given what we're about to do. This is O. So we know to find out this bit, I'm just going to redraw this bit here, that would be cos, because it's A, cos of X equals A over, so it's A over 15, so 15 cos X equals A, which is that bit, or OA. So 17 minus 15 cos X equals H. Okay, that's that first bit done. D is a point on the wheel. Okay, so work out the height of D above horizontal ground. This is actually quite pleasant. This is all to do with how we read the question. So we already know that that's 15 and that's 2. So we know that that's going to be 17. And it's going to be plus, that's 15. We know that this is, whatever that is, 120 minus 90, which is 30. That's 15. And in order to get this right, we need to find out what that is there. So if we redraw that triangle, so far we know that this is 17, and we need to find that. So B to D, or BD height, equals 17 plus, and that is going to be, if we redraw the triangle, 30 x 15, so that would be opposite, and that's hypotenuse, so it would be sine of 30 equals opposite over 15, so 15 sine 30. So that means we know that it's going to be 17 plus 15 sine 30. And actually we could have used the double angle formula, but we're not going to, so that is 17 plus 15 sine 30. Oh, that's half. So it's 7.5. So that should equal 22.5. Or no, 24.5. There we go. 24.5. And that, I think there might be more to it, but there's a graph sketching 17 minus 15 cos X for one completed turn. P is the highest point on the graph. Work out the coordinates of P. So P is going to be highest when cos X is at its lowest. And cos X is at its lowest. That is sine. Sorry. So cos X is at its lowest. Or cos X is at its lowest when it's at minus 1. So when it's at minus 1, it's at 180. So it would be 17 minus 15, which is 32. And so 32 is going to be the height. And then that's also going to be 180. So that would be, because we don't use radians in this. Right, I've got to stop talking.